Alright guys, welcome to the Red Report. In this show we go over any news that's been happening around the verse in the last week. As usual, let's go over some dev responses first. VTOL Gorgon, NPC death animations are extremely overdramatic and take way too long to finish. I shoot a guy to 0 HP and he stays standing trying for an Oscar. Woe, for I am mortally wounded. Alas, this is my end. Who will remember me for my struggles? Please, bro, just lie down and die, holy crap. Okay, to me the bigger issue is the lagginess of the death animation. You know, they'll die, they'll jump back up, pop up and down a few times as they go down to the floor. That's what kills it for me. But there was a response to this from Zach Priest. This should be a super low chance of occurring. It's currently overtuned, but we're aware of it. The good news is, if you double tap, they will end. This guy says, what about when they've been throwing the weapons comically high into the air upon death? They recently did this to avoid weapons dropping through the world upon NPC death. Ah, makes sense, but now I see them getting stuck in the air. This. Yeah, this. But as usual, baby steps. Steps are steps. We counting all the steps. Let's see if there's any more. Jag Hiroshi. Are any devs penguins? Who enjoys gaming on Linux? And what is your distro of choice? Chris Beckford. Yes, some of us certainly are. After 13 years of Linux app development, though, I've come to deeply appreciate the simplicity that comes with gaming on Windows. Having said that, SteamOS is a close second place, for obvious reasons. I personally second that. If we're talking about software development, I'll flip between Windows or Linux, depending on what suits my needs best. Linux Mint is my distro of choice now that CentOS has gone bye-bye. Now the obvious question, of course, not as an official statement from CIG, but rather your personal opinion. Star Citizen natively on Linux? Question mark. Is this something that would be easy to do, or even something that crosses your mind? I only wait until SteamOS is ready as a Windows replacement. Even thought to switch to another Linux OS, but the things holding me back is software I use, mainly TrackIR, and other software from Road, Razer and so on. And that's a good point. That is the real big issue with holding a lot of players to Windows. I'm in the exact same boat for the exact same reasons. Honestly, I haven't really looked into any of the details of getting SC running on Linux. I've heard some people have managed it on a Steam Deck using Proton, which is pretty impressive. But I have no idea what the performance or stability is like. I would never call adding cross-platform support easy for any desktop app. There's a lot that can go subtly wrong, not just crashes but also weird glitches. And even if the code was already perfectly cross-platform, you'd still need to test it on another OS. That means less time testing on your main platform and a slower process overall. It's a big call and one that's up to people far more senior than me. Sure, in those quiet moments where the code is still compiling, we sometimes think about these things, but I wouldn't read too much into it. For example, I also once prototyped hooking up a Guitar Hero controller to my PC to use it as a control input, purely because the name Guitar Citizen made me smile. Okay. This guy says lots of people are playing and testing. I play on modified Steam Deck, OC plus 32, but original was 20 to 25 FPS in Arena Commander with glitches. PU wasn't loading because there wasn't enough memory and swap doesn't help. Hope that Squadron 42 will work on start with Linux and will be good FPS on deck. My dude, I would not hold your breath for that, but that would be cool. I personally haven't even bothered trying Star Citizen on a Steam Deck because, yeah, that just wouldn't be worth the effort in my opinion, especially if there's no PU. Let's see if there's anything else. If you didn't know already, CIG have decided to extend the Resource Drive event into 4.3, with a CIG employee confirming that it should last the whole 4.3 patch. So everyone can just relax now and try and get all 4 sets of skins without having to spend every waking minute grinding like mad people. Right, over to the latest patch notes for 4.3. Not much has really changed since the last patch notes from last week. No major ship rebalancing or anything like that. In tonight's build we have further audio adjustments around ships that may slightly decrease their audio fidelity but will mitigate nearly all crashes until we are able to get a WWise update in an upcoming release. That's great news. I've had quite a few guys in the Discord crashing all the time, including quite a few myself. Tonight's build has further freight elevator repair work implemented that should self-detect many issues encountered and reset the elevator affected. We believe this will help with many of the issues occurring, but possibly not all. A side effect of this reset is that it can cause cargo on the lift to be deleted if it breaks, while cargo is on it. This should be rare, but mentioning it here in case this occurs. Please keep an eye out for any new issues occurring. Okay, so that's mostly positive news then, depending on how often cargo is deleted, I suppose. There's some polish to the Onyx facilities and added cloud cover to the poles of Pyro 3, and there doesn't seem to be anything too much. Let's check the performance viewer between last patch and this patch. Obviously the Kruger L21 has been added and all its relevant components. Paints, there's a big bunch of paints. Let me just bring up the pipeline for the new paints. So shut your eyes if you don't want spoilers. I can't tell if that's blue or... Oh, the white. That white looks nice. And that red is very nice. That is very midlife crisis perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna have to have that, I think. There's a top-down view. Now, if that had just been chrome and kept that yellow, we would have had that one Naboo ship. Although from above, that one does look nicer and this one does look nicer. And the white one's lost something with this blue, grey, whatever that is. Same with the red. Yeah, no. Go away. Looks like the Asgard, the Titan, the Corsair and the Ursa. That's absolute fire. So is that. But again, the main question with any pirate skin is, where's my Dread pirate skin, Chris? Boggles the mind sometimes. Yeah, the only one we haven't seen here then is this Ares Starfighter. Golden Blossom livery. Black gold even. Hello. That sounds very, very nice. Oh, hang on. Personal weapon attachments. Farsight Golden Blossom 8x telescopic. This is going to be... Maybe the Golden Blossom's going to be a patch bundle. I'm thinking, I can't remember what this was called, but if that's the Geist Stealth Golden Blossom, which by the look of it, it might be, then it's going to be an Ares skin plus this armor and possibly a weapon, but so far just a telescopic sight. But the fact that it's an 8x telescopic sight means we're probably looking at a sniper rifle. I mean, Ares skins are few and far between, so they might have me over a barrel on this one. And I actually like this. A lot of people don't like this armor. I really like it. Bit on the feminine side, you could say, but I don't give a fuck. It's black and gold, bro. Like, let's go. That could be the sniper rifle there, actually. Just with a different sight, or something similar to this. Definitely guessing there, though. Don't take my word for that. Could be absolutely talking out my ass, as usual. Right, over to the roadmap roundup. We have a redacted creature finishing work in October, as well as a redacted mission giver. Base building finishes early November, all work encompassing the ability for players to construct and maintain bases, including resource generation, commerce, and customization. It could just be me, but that feels like it's going to be a very tumultuous rollout to the game. But bring it. Really excited about that. Really excited about putting my base right underneath one of the NPC PvE bounty spawn locations and just having it rain hammerheads into my scrapyard all day long. That might be an edge case CIG wants to consider beforehand, I'm just saying. This one is very, very interesting. Command module started work this month, introducing the concept of vehicles taking over control from other host ships, primarily used for spaceships like the Drake Caterpillar. Now, I must have read that about 10 times, just to make sure that I think I even understand what it's saying. I think this means they've done some work or starting work on the Caterpillar having a detachable cockpit. Some people may not know this, but the Caterpillar is supposed to be fully modular, and the little cabin that's used as the cockpit is supposed to be able to detach from the rest of the ship and be able to fly about on its own. Now, I couldn't work out if that was supposed to be in an emergency situation, as in it doesn't reattach. But the way this is worded makes me think that yes, it can reattach, and might even be able to take control of other caterpillars. But again, that's just speculation on my part, but yes, big freaking yes. And it also maybe means that they're going to start focusing on that caterpillar and bring it up to its fully realised modular itself, which is a great idea because, let's face it, they probably could make a fortune doing this. And I've noticed that the only ships that they update are ones where they're either planning a new variant or have some way to monetize the work being done in some way. And my sincere hope is that they pull another Connie variant out their ass just so we can get an upgrade to that ship. I mean, we are working on RSI after all. Like, come on. If you need to make a new variant of the Connie, even though we don't need one, then do it. Just get me some components in that ship for the love of all that is holy. Please, thank you. Crafting finishes in December. Am I the only one that thinks maybe this is too soon? This seems like it's came in really fast. If all that actually finishes, I know it might not go into the game, but oh my god. If we get base building and crafting before Christmas, even in the PTU, that is going to be pretty impressive. I don't think we will. I think introducing this is going to have a lot of issues and it's going to take a long time to sort out all the edge cases and things like that. Maybe some extended duration tests in the Evo Cati testing environment. You know, the one they're using for engineering and stuff. It could be a very long, drawn out rollout. But who knows? Maybe they'll just add it in and it will just work. First time. Engineering is finishing up in October. And that's had extensive work for quite a while now, so that should be entering into that Evo Cati testing environment. I can't remember what it's called. The tech preview channel, that's it. That should be getting a spell in there really soon, and hopefully we'll hear about where that's sitting from some of those guys. A lot of big changes coming at the end of this year, lots of testing, lots to talk about. FPS radar and scanning finishing in October. We spoke about this last week, so we'll be looking at much greater distances and dampening by things like the ground or a bigger ship in the area, masking your own signature. I mean, a lot of this already works right now, but it's definitely been needing improved for some time. An improved scanning driven by the same signature system as radar and ping, available in ships, ground vehicles and FPS. Inventory rework, implementing an improved experience with inventory management. Item expiry, so that's like putting a timer on keycards and stuff. And the transport refactor is ending in October. Allow for easier design setup, easier integration into instance content like hangars, and more robust functionality in server meshed environments. And there's nothing else really here. But if we come into release view for 4.3, we've got NPC dropships. Introducing NPC dropships in Pyro, defending outposts and deploying reinforcements when the local population is attacked. The Sniper Light Armor Geist is committed, some Wicklow versions of that same armor with a hood in different colours, new hairstyles, a couple more hairstyles, a heavy utility armor, dynamic snow and ladder improvements has been committed. I thought this was pushed back, maybe it's back in. Possible they just fixed it faster than they thought they could. The Onyx facilities are in, the Kruger L21 Wolf is in, new Wicklow ships, that's the Terrapin Medic, the Starlancer TAC and the Golem, the Volt Sniper Zenith and the Volt LMG Fresnel. Apparently that S is silent, according to Zach Priest, and yes, that thing looks absolutely awesome. Introducing Volt's Heavy Hitter, a machine gun that ramps up the punishment as it heats up, trading rate of fire for raw stopping power. As it nears peak overheat, it unleashes searing energy blasts capable of tearing through hostile forces with terrifying efficiency, featuring a hefty reload time but with a high capacity magazine. God motherfucking damn. I do not fancy coming up against that thing in a dark facility hallway, I must say. And that's all we've got. That's all the news for this week. Unless I've missed something, put it below and I'll get it pinned up somewhere. Thank you for watching. Be sure to join the Discord if that takes your fancy, and hopefully I'll see you again sometime. 07 guys.